Thank you so much.
Unmanageables.
Hashtag unmanageables. You know, I've never even said that before. Thank you. High five.
High five. Adults can still high five.
Adults can still high five.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Bevo, and today I am at Sunshine State Goods talking with Chelsea McMillan. She's the owner, the founder of this fantastic lifestyle brand, clothing brand. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about how she got her start and the ups and downs of being a small business owner and where she's going after this point. What are her goals past this point? So, Chelsea.
Bevo.
That's
I
right.
like that nickname. That is awesome.
Tell us about yourself, and then tell us about how you got into this specific industry.
All right. Well, you know, I was born in Florida, and I was so lucky growing up that my parents bought a little house on Clearwater Beach before I was born. And, you know, I got to grow up a few blocks away from the beach. And, you know, it's a great experience when you're a kid, getting to do long walks on the beach every weekend and going to little spoil islands. And growing up, you know, in high school, you're meeting your friends at the beach, you're going to island parties, and, you know, you continue on with life. And I lived in a few different cities besides Florida and realized how rare that is. And people were so jealous of our, you know, childhood, and some had never been to a beach before. Yeah. So I think you learn to appreciate the Florida lifestyle and all the amazing things we get to see and experience, and the wildlife for free. I mean, you know, it doesn't cost a penny to access some of these parks and beaches. So, you know. Did
you ever get to a point where you didn't like Florida and you thought there was more to see and you got to get the hell out of Florida, right?
Well, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to
I was that same
because
I love Florida, but I was like, there's got to be more. I got to get the hell out. So cool.
Yeah. I mean, my hair is frizzy. I'm like, I've got to try California. I want to try all these different places.
Yeah.
So, and I've jumped around a little bit. I lived in Colorado for a little bit and then Chicago for, you know, a while, which was very hard as a Floridian. I used to, have dreams about walking in the snow in flip-flops and listen to Jimmy Buffett in my car, you know, trying to get my brain, you know, give it some, put the heat on, traveling from work to home. So, and then lived in California, and, you know, I've always kind of known in the back of my head that I'd be back in Florida and wanted to be back here. You know, I think you realize, or I did, that a lot of my friends ended up moving to the suburbs anyway of whatever city I was living in. So I'm like, all right, well, do I want to live in the suburbs of Chicago or the suburbs of Los Angeles, or, you know? Yeah,
it's so familiar. I remember moving from Florida and going to Atlanta and a couple other places while I had kids in Las Vegas, kids in Dallas, or a kid in both places, and could not wait to get back to Florida.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just something about not being able to smell the salt in the air or just the sun on your face in the same way.
Yeah.
Right? It's usually bouncing off of tall buildings when you're downtown of like LA or Dallas and Atlanta, right? So it's just a different type of sunshine and heat that you have other places that you can only get here in Florida.
Yeah.
That's
stepping
cool.
off the plane and like you're like, wow, I can barely breathe, but I love it here.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and I remember, you know, people would come to visit and they're like, you can live here in this heat? I'm like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's
like,
the best part
about it. Yeah.
Right.
So
you moved around a little bit. You got some other life experiences.
Yeah.
You came back to Florida. At what point did this come around? Did you always know you wanted to do this, or did this kind of just happen upon you and you just took it on because it felt right?
Yeah. Well, I always thought it'd be cool to have a small business or start a business. And I've been watching some of my friends, and, you know, I worked at the Oprah Winfrey Show for a while. So obviously watched a lot of inspiring people doing things. And, you know, I've had a lot of great friends that are role models that are doing amazing, amazing things. So And I've had ideas along the way, and a lot of them required like a ton of money or patents or, things like that. So this idea came when I was moving back from California, and I just thought, like, I want to do something that I love. I was working for Pinterest at the time, and it's like, pin what you love. And everyone's like, just do what you love. And I'm like, well, I love Florida. Like,
That's
I love the lifestyle here. I love the feeling, and it gets a bad rap sometimes, Florida man. And
yeah, Florida man's ridiculous. And we were talking about that earlier, but it's actually, they actually have a Florida man brand right now.
They
which
do?
is hilarious. Yeah, you should check it out. It's on Instagram. Completely
Hysterical.
funny. It is hysterical. And all they do is use all the articles from Florida man's experiences through life. So good read.
Yeah.
Funny brand.
And the other day, it was going around, people that didn't even live in Florida, they were Googling their birthday and Florida man and to see what event happened that day.
We do end up the butt of the joke sometimes.
Yeah.
But those are people who have never spent any time here.
Right.
So they don't really know what the hell they're talking about. So moving along, you find out what you want to do. And I find that is probably one of the biggest keys to small business is if you know what it is that you want to do, you never run out of things to talk about. You never run out of ways to express yourself through that business. So you have Sunshine State.
Yeah. So I found out no one had Sunshine State trademarks in apparel.
Which is still crazy.
And I never wanted to be in apparel, to be honest. Right. I never thought I would be in apparel. I've always heard it's really hard. And I felt like there was an opportunity there, though, to represent like what we love and what all of my friends love about living here, in a way that, expresses something cool. I mean, I think the word Sunshine State, it has so much feeling to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Sunshine State of Mind, obviously people say. And to me, it just reminds me of sitting on the beach and with salty skin and,
drinking a beer.
Drinking a beer.
That's right. I love it.
Legally.
Yeah.
We recycle the cans
right.
as well.
So you got into this business of apparel, and I found out earlier from you that you designed some of the earlier designs, or at least ideated some of those earlier designs. Yeah. Tell me about that experience.
Well, I mean, I have relied on a lot of graphic designers and a lot of friends that are artists, of course. But I, in the beginning, I had to kind of figure out what this was going to be like and what design I would actually wear, what design my friends would want to wear, what design, my test was like, would I wear this around JFK Airport in New York City? Like, would I be proud of wearing this shirt? So I sketched, like, one of our main designs is this design which kind of shows the sunset and the waves and, like, the state of Florida kind of drawn in an old school map way. So I sketched this. It was kind of a collaboration. And then my other friend helped sketch it a little cooler. And then Mason actually helped refine the map a little bit, which is cool.
She would know what the map of Florida looks like.
And she's an artist.
By heart.
Yes.
So if you can't see it on the camera, we'll show it later. But it is a complete gradation from the sunset of Florida down to water, light blue, medium blue, and then dark blue. Yeah. It's fantastic. It's so pretty.
And then, the other designs, at first I worked with a graphic designer that helped me with my main logo, and I wanted a kind of a retro vibe, something that just was cool. Yeah. And so I feel like we did a pretty good job, and then we keep coming up with fun designs. One of the kids that graduated from Largo High School, who's an amazing artist, he did the Keep Florida Wild design. That's a hand-drawn. So some are hand-drawn, some are vector. I've been learning a lot about graphic design, and I do some of them, the easier ones. I'm figuring out and doing them myself.
But it's not an easy job, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's an easy job, but it's not an easy job.
A
lot of people come into it and they're like, oh, you just got to do the thing and twist the thing, you draw some lines, and that's it.
Right.
But there's a lot of thought that goes into being a graphic designer.
Yes.
And I know that's most of my background is as a graphic designer.
Yeah.
So, and I still do a lot of work as a graphic designer, but.
And you have those hard clients that are...
Oh, all the time.
I'm probably one of them.
All the time.
You
show them the
thing,
I
overanalyze something really hard, which is I have to get past because it slows me down instead of just going with it.
Right.
You know, so.
Well, one day you'll have someone else to kind of help you parse through all those ideas.
Right.
And then coming to that subject, talking about growth, what does growth look like for your business?
Well, it's been really fun just seeing this grow organically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we started with some Facebook invites after, you know, figuring out how to, I mean, this was a cool business that couldn't have happened at a different time, I feel like, because I used a website platform that I could figure out myself and kind of drag and drop some pictures with the help of my friend that, you know, took some photographs of the models with me. My cousins were the models. So all these people have helped so much. So the organic growth has been amazing. We just started with some Facebook invites and started getting orders, and your friends tell their friends. And I do think now, like, we have to scale. So we've been doing Surf Expo and selling wholesale to different shops around Florida. And yeah, just scaling and different products. You know, we're trying to manufacture like a really cool beach bag. So some of these, I always felt like the best job would just be to come up with ideas and then have someone else do it.
Right.
But why I love this so much is because you do get to just come up with ideas. Nobody else does it for you, but at least
still hands-on.
Yeah, and the creative part is, you know, what has been so much fun for me.
That's awesome. So in that growth, does that growth look like more employees, or does it just mean you in more stores? What does that look like? Well,
that is one of the biggest challenges I've had, is figuring it out and making decisions. It's been like business school for dummies in real life, kind of.
That's how it goes.
I have panic attacks watching Shark Tank because sometimes I don't know what they're talking about.
I still feel the same way sometimes, you know, but you keep getting up and you keep doing it because I don't know if you do, but I still find there's something really interesting in all the things that I don't know. So I keep wanting to learn and get into that mindset of always wanting to figure out the things that I don't know. And if it's something that I'm not great at, then I collaborate and bring other people in with me.
I'm trying to get some more people that like looking at profit and loss projections. And I'm just more of a creative brain. So people start talking to me about cash flow, and I kind of I was like, wait, I stopped listening like 5 minutes. I'm like, they're giving me helpful information and I'm tuned out completely. I'm such a jerk.
The same way. So, I'd rather all those things go away and I just want to do creative work. Is collaboration important for you?
Oh my gosh,
Working with other people?
Yes. And I think as a small business owner too, my friend who's a professor in business at UF told me to read this book called The E-Myth, Why Small Businesses Fail. And in the book, the lady has a pie shop and like she's wearing all the hats and running around instead of delegating. And sometimes I feel like I'm just doing that and making that mistake, but you literally can't do everything yourself. So it's hard to delegate and it's hard to find people that you trust. But I've been lucky enough to find, you know, a lot of great people that, you know, you can collaborate with in terms of everything we have to get done. But also I've realized that I can't make all these products myself. So it's been fun because I've always loved Florida makers and I consider myself one, I guess. Now, you know, we're collaborating with, like, my friend makes candles, has an amazing candle brand called Gulfstream Candles. So, you know, we sell her candles. We're a local girl, the early bird. She's on Etsy. She paints signs for us using our designs on recycled wood. And, you know, we sell Buddy Brew Coffee, their Florida brand. And so we're trying to do more collaborations with people, giveaways, and then also products. So
and you have already built what a lot of people are looking for. A lot of artists and other smaller businesses are looking for places to have their products as well, just as you are with growing out of this space and having more product in other places. Other people are looking for that same scenario. So to be able to provide that type of situation, I think is very healthy, very forward thinking.
So, and we talk about growing, you know, I talk about scaling, I guess, because you do have to have, you know, enough funds to pay someone to help you with all the work. So I hope that happens. So in terms of growing too, there's so many other cool things I want to do, but literally don't have time in the day. Like more, I thought, I'm going to blog,
That's what interns.
There's a blog on our website, and there's nothing. Yeah, I need more interns.
We need some more interns.
And we wanted to do more events, and I'm like, we're gonna have like a Sunshine State paddle day, and we're all gonna go paddle in some cool state park, and we'll bring the Florida Wildlife Corridor people and all these things, marketing ideas that I really wanted to get to. So that's how we're gonna grow too.
One day at a time, right?
Yes.
All right.
And we do. We donate to the Florida Wildlife Corridor,
which is awesome. And I'm glad you do. And I want to be able to grow myself to that point where I'm able to donate towards the things that I care about.
Well, and that's the thing is we wanted to make sure that, we're celebrating this great state and celebrating what we got to grow up with was the animals and the wildlife and the land that's, not developed. So the Florida Wildlife Corridor, their whole mission is just to conserve like a minimum amount of land so the wildlife and our water system can still move. I mean, it's actually vital not only for the wildlife, but also for humans. So
I think that's awesome. So I wish everybody was the same way, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hard question. The future. What does the future look like for Sunshine State Goods?
Well, hopefully that, us being able to grow organically and do good while selling cool products that aren't wasteful. I mean, I'd love to manufacture shirts out of 100% recycled polyester that comes from water bottles. So we've been talking to a few different people about that. And I just went to a sustainable event at USF. We got nominated for a sustainable award, which was cool because we try. We're don't use much plastic, and we use recycled poly mailers, and on a small scale, we do pretty well with our footprint. So as we grow, we need to really make sure that our footprint remains small and that we keep working on that too. So
very cool.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it, and I'm excited to see how it grows. And I like watching what you guys are doing on social media. I like what you guys are doing just in general. So I like supporting this brand. I need to actually come in here more often. Mason's always wearing something.
Yes.
I have a few shirts and a hat, but
That's awesome.
I like to send more people in here as often as I can.
Well, what's been cool is I think at the beginning, one of the things that I would recommend to anyone starting a small business that involves social media is I ask people right off the bat to take pictures of themselves doing the cool things in Florida that they love in the shirt. So, and they're okay with me reposting it. So, this brand has grown because of all the people that like it and support it. So thank you. People let me repost their pictures from just their pictures they take on vacation in Key West that doesn't even have anybody in it. And the fact that people are so willing to share and collaborate, and that is talk about collaboration. That's a huge deal for us.
I think that's an attribute to what the brand you've built and the vibe that you have around it, because people can understand it. It's clear message of what you actually have, and so it's no wonder people will let you use their photos and want to jump on board, because the message that you have right now is easy to comprehend, and everybody, I would imagine, inside of Florida and outside of Florida will want to be a part of that. So hopefully it just keeps growing. Most likely it will. It is. So before we get out of here, let everybody know where to find you online.
So we are online at sunshinestategoods.com, and on Earth Day, we're donating 100% of our proceeds to the Florida Wildlife Corridor. We also have a little shop at our headquarters in Clearwater. You can find the address on our website, and then we're in other stores throughout Florida. So you can go on our website too, and at sunshinestategoods.com, and find out where those stores are. And then our social media handles are at Sunshine State Goods as well.
Cool. So thank you very much for letting us come in.
Thank you. This is an honor.
And
Thank
pull
you
your
so
shop
much.
apart. We've got stuff everywhere.
It's so
stuff
fun.
you can't see on camera.
And
anyway.
your daughter is helping. His daughter can fold a shirt like nobody else.
Man. So if you have kids out there, get them started with the mindset now that in order to get everything that they want, they have to start working for it now, right? So get them in that mindset if you're parents of creative children or not. Whatever the case is, do it now. I'm Bevo, and I'm sitting with Chelsea McMillan. This is another episode of Unmanageables. Please like, please share, Pretty subscribe to that.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. And we're out of here. Thank
Hashtag
you very much.
unmanageables.
Hashtag unmanageables. You know, I've never even said that before. Thank you. High five.
High five. Adults can still high five.
Adults can still high five. Peace.